Hello, everybody. Yes, yes. And you're listening to the enthusiasm already. It's already better than Hatch. It's already better than every episode. It's the last time I presented it. Yes, you're back with your boy Deej, your boy MP, and joining us again is person who probably should be the third full-time host, your boy Sweets, back with us after all this time. Yes, yes. And
how's it going?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. We're all here. And that can only be one thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Just Go Watch podcast. Absolute dog shit.
I don't need
Absolute
I don't
fucking
need.
dog shit.
I do not need to see it to know it's dog shit.
Look at there, no one got cut off. No one got cut off.
No one got cut off.
Yes, no one got cut off. That's because I'm a professional.
That's right. That's right. We're already starting on the right foot.
I like that weasel of a man. Off. Where is he again? Who knows? Who knows where he is? Is he locked up? Is he banged up somewhere? Are some parents somewhere questioning him now as to where our children are?
Yeah.
Tell us.
He might have to be at his farmhouse in the middle of the country.
Yeah, that's it. And no wonder he didn't want to review this film. It's too close to home.
Exactly.
Too close to home.
Yeah, 100%. He's watching it like shit. These are all the plays out of my playbook.
He's taking notes.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, cut off the tongue. I never thought of that. Can't go to the police if you can't speak, little one. All right, listeners. Yes, look, get back with your boys. Today we are reviewing the new James McAvoy film, Speak No Evil. You may have noticed we weren't with you last week. We were supposed to be reviewing Beetlejuice. I'm gonna have to take the blame for that. I'm gonna have to take the blame for that. Some shit came up last minute. You know, I bailed. Then MP decided he was hungry, and Sweets I think went to bed. I don't know what happened.
I was well asleep.
There was definitely a miscommunication last week, but we're here now. We're here now to make up.
Yeah, we're here now. That's it. And you can tell by the enthusiasm that sometimes you have a week off and you come back stronger. It's a bit like when you go to the gym, you know, you've been pounding it. You take a week off and you come back and your gains are even stronger. And that's us right now. And we don't have that anchor known as Hatch weighing us down, just sucking the joy out of it like a Dementor floating towards us, sucking the joy out of us. Unbelievable.
We are going to have a fun episode. No rules, just chaos.
No, I know. Do you know what? So much so. I know, so much so, yeah. Are we not having any rules, right? That I am going to do this. Hey there. Welcome, everybody, to the Just Go Watch podcast. Now, I know you had a hard week, but I just want you to sit down, relax, and listen. You know, feel good.
Let your mind drift as you listen to our lovely voices.
Oh God! Right, before Hatch is having an embolism right now. There's no structure. So, Speak No Evil, directed by James Watkins. What do we know about James Watkins? He directed The Woman in Black, Eden Lake. Anyone remember that? 2008.
Fassbender, wasn't he in that one?
Yeah. So he's done a few bits and pieces. But he's not massively well known. What's crazy about this film? Do you know who produced this film? The production company.
It's a Blumhouse.
Yeah,
it's a Blumhouse. It's a Blumhouse. Unbelievable. They've broken the curse. I don't want to give too much away, but they have broken the curse. We'll get more into that. Yeah, we'll get into that. But this is a Blumhouse. You would not think this was a Blumhouse film. They've obviously heard our review of the last Blumhouse film, taken some of it on board, and done a re-edit of this film.
As well. Yeah,
100%. 110 minutes long. Care to guess, my friends, what the budget is?
Oh my gosh. That budget is 100% spent on James McAvoy. I know that. Everyone else is just picking up the scraps from his salary. Blumhouse, not a huge amount. I'm gonna say about 25 mil. I think it's
25 mil.
Yeah, I think it's low.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It is a Blumhouse, so you know
Is
it's
it
gonna
low?
be low.
Is it low?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
think about it.
22 of that
Revisit-
25 million is James
Revisit some of
McAvoy.
it. Revisit some of it and actually think about it. Is it actually that low though?
I don't know
Think
because
about it.
McAvoy, like you said, McAvoy's the only star of this
Mm.
movie.
Yeah,
You're
he
in
is.
Italy. You got one location, not a lot of special effects. I'll go 15 million.
Oh,
Oh, 15 million. And the box office, anyone care to get? Now, let me just tell you, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here like Hattie does to us. This is this a worldwide? Yeah, this is a worldwide. And I think it is a full weekend. So, care to guess what it made worldwide?
Take
I don't know.
I gotta look this one up. Go ahead and this one out for me.
I don't think people have been going crazy for it. I've actually been looking forward to it, but I'm gonna go 30. 30. I think it's done quite
30
well.
bills. 30 big ones.
I'm judging that by, so I saw this at like 2 in the afternoon and I struggled to get a seat.
Woo.
Yeah,
Could it
2
be?
o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, I reckon.
Could it be?
I reckon it's doing well.
I don't know. I had the opposite. I saw it in the Friday evening, and there was like 5 of us in this giant movie theater. I guess I'll go lower as well. I'll go 20 million.
So 15 million for the so MP, you're saying 15
for the budget and 20 for the gross.
15 for the but and you're saying 25 for the budget
25,
and
30.
what? And 30. Right. MP's obviously a cheater, right? He's obviously a cheater. Listen, yeah. Listen, I'm not even involved in this and I'm outraged on your behalf. The budget, 15 million. The box office, 20.8 million. I mean, come on. He can't you get away with this?
I'm genius. Don't stop your slander. Stop your slander. It's not like I was letting sweets go first so I could look on my phone at all. I would never do that.
No, I could hear the tapping. I could hear, you know when you like used to get a call from a Nokia phone, you go in the background. I could hear that.
Well, I'll have to change my
outrageous stuff.
Where I hold my phone next time.
I'm just saying that
as a guest as well.
That is a cheat. That is a cheat.
I'm not having this.
No. As well you shouldn't. As well you shouldn't.
I swear.
As well you shouldn't.
This is why I haven't been back for so long.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Once again, an American has chased off another Brit. We're so good at that.
Between having to be associated with a known paedophile and
who isn't on the show.
I do want to point out my avatar is the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang as well. So I feel like I pushed myself into a corner here.
Yeah,
that's why I made that little claim right there to save you. Some
standing in for Hatch.
Yeah. The spirit of Hatch has invaded you. I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. We're just joking. Hatch isn't actually, to the best of my knowledge,
of our knowledge.
I don't want to put my life on it. I don't want to stake my career on it. Anyway, so the plot of this film. Here we go. The plot of this film. We meet 2 couples. I have to tell you, by the way, I walked in about 2 minutes late. So when I walk in, we're already in Italy. So I don't know if they were anything for that. But we meet our 2 main couples in Italy. They're on a holiday. It's in a picturesque setting. We meet Louise and Ben, who are our all-American couple. We meet Paddy and Kiara, who are Brits, and they're all abroad and they make friends. There's something slightly off about Paddy, but it's all good. It's all good. They have a good time. When they get back to England, they get to London. They get invited down to the South Coast to come and kind of rekindle the friendship. And despite a few, what's the word? Were you not sure if you want to do something, whatever that word is, they decide to go. upon going there, things aren't quite right. Paddy's a bit weird. No one's quite sure. Their kid's got no time. Why has he got no time? Why is he being weird all the time? Why is no one caring? Why is no one checking anything? Why are the most obvious red flags in the world being ignored? Who knows? But ultimately, these red flags turn out to have significant meaning behind them, because it turns out that actually Paddy is a massive mass murdering, child killing kidnapper who secretly has invited them there purely for the reason of abducting their child and making the child their own. Ultimately, our couple get away, kill everyone, all of the bad guys, and it's all good. And also the kid, the kid with no tongue, gets saved. So it's like happy days, man. And he brutally kills someone mountain-esque Game of Thrones style. So it's like good revenge. Yeah, good revenge. And that's basically the plot. That's basically the plot. I'm not sure if you'll have understood. I feel like if you listen to that, you can still watch the film and probably feel like you'd never heard anything about it. From what I've said. But don't worry about that.
Want to do it. That's the way.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Loose plot. It is a loose plot.
Yeah, better than. We're in Italy and there are two couples. The best thing about it is they've both got kids. What? No, I mean, anyway. So let me ask.
In the 30-second mark of the film.
What a weasel he is. So as a MP, you are the resident co-host. Let me ask you first. What was your thoughts and what is your rating?
All right. Well, Speak No Evil, a trailer that has played before every movie of the year. I felt like I saw half of this movie already. Yeah, like you said, Deej, this might have broken the curse of Blumhouse. They might have got lucky. However, I found out that this is actually a remake of a movie from a couple of years ago, so I don't know how much credit to give to Blumhouse, but I don't know if either of you have seen it. They say the other version's darker, so I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to find it. But I really enjoyed this movie. Starting off with, I think it builds very nicely. I was interested in what was happening. I mean, we're going to say it. I think probably all of us are going to say it. James McAvoy is just awesome in this movie, as he is in most things he is in. He's usually one of the better actors in like I said, whatever he's in. But he plays very early on, him and I can't remember the other lady's name, but that couple, they're very charismatic and he plays it very charming. So you kind of buy into why this couple, the American couple, they're having all these family troubles and all this issue, why they kind of buy into these people and they kind of friend with them. So I like how the movie builds sort of naturally that way. You got to kind of, I don't know, give it a little leeway about, you just met somebody and now you're going to go to their house in the middle of nowhere and spend another weekend with them. But, the movie's got to go where it's got to go. I think all of the performances are really good. I think the way the movie looks, I really love the Italy setting, especially the way they set it up at the beginning. It's so beautiful and gorgeous. And then they cut to this third world city out in the middle of nowhere. I think it's called London or something like that. But yeah, it was really disgusting. So you can see why they would want to get out of there as fast as they could. I think my issues with the movie probably lie in, I don't know how to say this, because like with the pacing, I think because I've seen the previews so many times that I know something's going to happen. So part of me is like, okay, let's just get to that part. But it kept my attention all the way through. But yeah, there are some times where I know and what the movie is saying about, this husband that is really, he's been, demasculated by his wife and his kid to where he can't do anything to protect them. He just wants to keep everything passive and he agrees with everything. And it says a lot about that in their relationship and why they keep hanging around these people. But there are points in this movie where even I was like, okay, yeah, you're getting in the car and you're leaving. Normal people are leaving at this point and calling the cops and getting the hell out of there. So there's a couple moments in there. Like I said, I believed in sort of the setup, but there are a couple moments where I was like, okay, you couldn't do it this way. But like I said, movie's got to be moving. And really the only other thing I didn't like was the husband's character arc in the movie. I think that, yeah, they set him up as sort of, just browbeaten shell husk of a man. And he never has that moment at the end where he kind of redeems himself a little bit. I really thought he was going to sacrifice himself. I mean, the dude's got no job. His wife cheated on him. His kid hates it. You think he would just like walk up to this James McAvoy's gun and just put his head up against it and be like, please put me out of my misery. But overall, I had a fun time. I was interested in the movie all the way through. And again, James McAvoy just puts this movie on his broad shoulder. God, that dude could play Wolverine. I mean, that's how he looked in this movie. I liked it all the way through. So I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Ooh,
Yeah, oh, excellent. MP, Sweets, what are you saying? What is your rating? And what do you think?
I liked it as well. I like MP. I saw a fair amount of trailers without even having to try. It just popped up here and there. But what I'll say about the trailers that I saw is that some of the bits in the trailer, and I know they changed trailers to movies, etc., to keep you guessing, but a lot of the bits I saw in the trailer were played out differently in the film. Like the bit where in the trailer he says, "I never said I was a doctor," and then as it plays out, it's just a joke. But that was quite a tense moment in the trailer, and it made me feel tense when I was watching it. But they did change points to the trailer, so I did feel like I was second guessing every scene after that and what I'd seen in the trailer. Yeah, the characters for me, James McAvoy is pretty damn good in this. I think it's safe to say he is stacked as well. Like, has he always been that stacked? Like, as a mad fan, man.
Yeah.
He had it going on. But yeah, James McAvoy is brilliant. Always puts on a good show. The one thing I found with this film was the close your ears, MP. The American family just really fucking wound me up. Like, after a while, I was pretty much just rooting for James McAvoy to end them, and that would have been a happy ending for me. He was the guy was just completely, like you say, emasculated, bit pussy with, just wasn't a man, just wasn't doing anything for me, and his wife was just annoying with the road she was constantly going down. I wasn't a fan. The kid was all right. But yeah, overall good. I liked it. I'm with MP on this. I reckon it's a good solid 7, and I'm happy with that rating as it stands.
All right.
Get
there.
Uniformity so far.
Yes.
Uniformity so far.
Ruin it. 2.
Yeah.
Give it 2.
Yeah. I'm not Hatch. I'm not Hatch. I hated this film. I didn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that this was like, fuck off. Right. So this film, Blumhouse, man. You know, if I'd have known it was Blumhouse, I would have thought, God, this is going to be just some more drivel, right? But no, this was not. And I didn't know fuck all about this film. Didn't see any trailers about it whatsoever. I didn't even know we were seeing it till MP told me we were seeing it. So I knew nothing about it other than McAvoy was in it. Now that alone would be enough to make me go see it, because that guy can fucking act his ass off, man. When I saw that guy in Split, I'm just like, how has this guy not won an Oscar or some shit? But yeah, man.
Brother.
Watching this, I was just like, this is a really, really good film. Now it is carried by McAvoy. There's no doubt about that. Like, he is fucking absolutely sensational in this. Like, you know, what more can an actor do? He is just fucking sensational. But I was so uncomfortable at times during this film. Like, what I found so great about this film was not that much actually happens, right? But you're constantly feeling like something's going to happen. That tenseness, because whereas in horror films normally, you know, you're tense, something's going to happen, and then it happens, right? So then your levels go back down again, and then it builds up again to the next jump or whatever. But in this, just it doesn't happen. It just keeps you kind of building and building and building, and just the tenseness of it, and you're constantly waiting for something to go wrong, and it's just, I don't know, his portrayal of his crazy was kind of so realistic. I was so involved in what was going on. Now, God, man, this bloke, this American bloke, man, just fucked my life. Like, you effeminate weasel of a man, just like I was like, when he was like, you know, fucking, you shouldn't have messaged this bloke. I was like, listen, I would message this bloke. If I was your bird, you're lucky that's all she did. You're lucky that she wasn't slobbering on his Johnson, right? Because you are just a soft fucking wimp of a bloke, man. Like, just listen to him. He's so bad. When literally he's fighting for his family's life. He's sitting in a chair going, I don't know what to do. And she's like, please just get a fucking grip of yourself. And then she literally saves the fucking day. Like, she was. I have to disagree with Sweets in one respect. Of like, yeah, at times she was a bit annoying, but I was kind of like, well, is she actually annoying? Because really, she's kind of sensing that things are wrong, which they
No,
obviously
she was
fucking are.
annoying.
She's like, I just want to go. I just want to get the fuck out of here because this is shit. And then she's like, yeah, looking at other man's dicks because her fucking husband's fucking useless. And then she basically single-handedly saves them. You know what I mean? Like, apart from falling off a roof to break his legs, which was fair enough, a gangster move. But like, that's the only proactive thing he does in this whole film to save them. Like, he literally consistently takes them into danger. Like, he's just been told that this guy's a fucking mass murderer, right? And then when he sees his tires aren't done, and the guy goes, "Come into the shed with me," he goes, "Okay, no, I'm not gonna leave my kids alone. I'm not gonna follow you into a fucking shed." Just like what a fucking useless bloke he was. Like, yeah, you are right, MB. He should have just done them all a favor, walked into that gun, swallowed a bullet, and let them get on with their lives as a new family and find a new husband. Because what a useless bloke. But anyway, but I thought it really entertaining film. The climax was fucking excellent. McAvoy was good from start to finish. That little kid was fucking excellent as well. I thought, Ant or whatever his name is. Yeah, he was really good. So yeah, overall, I thought really good film. I am tempted to say, I think I want to say 7.25. I'm a little bit higher than you guys.
All right.
7.25. You know, we're close.
We're
but
close.
I think it deserved that little bump. So
We can't all be the same.
Can the Just Go Watch calculator handle that kind of algorithm?
Whoa.
That's what
I
it
don't
was
even
built
know.
for.
I mean,
I don't know.
2 sevens.
I just
and
put
a
the numbers
7
in. I just put the numbers in, man. I don't know. So
awesome.
I mean, look, yeah. Let's talk about the American Dad. Let's just get that out of the way now.
Let's get him out of the way.
Do we have to?
Because we don't want to spend the whole pod. We don't want to spend the whole pod just slagging this guy off, right? So let's just get that out of the way now. So just whatever you're feeling about this guy, just let me know. Tell me what you're saying.
You know, I there were parts of it where I kind of felt bad for him, like early on, because you could just tell that like he was just emasculated. She had cut his balls off to the point where he just doesn't want to argue with anything. He doesn't want to stand up for himself. And I'm like, man, I've dated and been with some women like that try to do that. And you're like, Jesus Christ. This is what happens, ladies, when you take your man and you're like, I'm going to make him be this. You got to let him be a man a little bit. So in case you are confronted by a psychopath, he can stand up and defend you. But yeah, I understood, like, as the movie started and when they first get there, I really liked that, you know, they were like, well, it's culture and they're different. And we're just seeing things as Americans that, you know, might be different here. So you could kind of buy into early on why they're letting some of that weirdness, you know, slide by. Plus, they're so charismatic. And McAvoy does a great job of being really cool. And they kind of bond over, you know, where he takes them out and they were going to hunt and then they have that moment together. So you kind of see where you would kind of like that. But then after a while, like you said, DG, there's points where I'm telling you right now, if I had left in that rabbit, that my daughter's man, I want that. I've been like, fuck that rabbit. We're not turning around for that rabbit. You can hate me for the rest of your life. You'll be alive, honey. So let's just go.
100%. He makes every wrong decision a man can make, really, doesn't he? Like, he just in protecting his family. Like, no, we're not going back. But I mean, the thing is, at that point, you're like, all right, well, nothing's really happened. Like, yeah, your kid was in bed with them, whatever, right? So, like, obviously, that's the red flag that's made you leave. But nothing has happened to the point where you're like, you know, you're fearing for safety and all that. But like, once I've made the decision that something is so off that I'm leaving in the kind of middle of the night without saying bye, no, I'm not going back. No, I'm not going back. And then he just consistently, like, every time something kind of like there's a wrong decision to make, he does it, you know, like, fuck me. No, I'm not getting out of a car. Why would I get out of the car and go back into the house? No. And no, I'm not going to leave the guy that's trying to kill me alive in that fucking room with his like, just no. Mate, he's just got zero survival instincts. Do you know what I mean? He's like a fucking moth that's flying into the fucking flame. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I just not realizing like it's happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck me. If it's left to this guy, this family is not going to survive. Luckily, his woman's there to hammer some guy in the back of the head.
I was waiting for
he can't even do that. He couldn't even do that.
He couldn't get that. Nope.
that weak ass hit with that hammer across his,
Oh my god,
caressing the top of
Yeah.
his scalp with a hammer, like
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
threatening.
Stroking the back of, stroking the back, putting the man's hairs back into place with the hammer. Do you know what I mean? Like, what on earth was he
I think
doing, that guy?
You said it earlier, Dij, when you said like the only gangster movie made was jumping off the roof. But if you watch that scene properly, and I did because it caught my eye earlier in the film, that bit of guttering he's hanging off, if he shimmies like 3 or 4 hand lengths to the left, he's got a lovely cast iron drain pipe he can just climb down without fear of any injury. That is the kind of decision making we are working with. That is, it's just piss poor.
I actually said that in the cinema. I said that in the cinema. I said, why don't you just move over and climb down that exactly. Or drop down and grab one of the ledges? Like, why? He's just like, he's got his survival instincts are so poor. They're like so poor. They literally is just like, I'm just gonna drop.
I think at that point he just wanted to die. He was like, please let me hit my head.
Yeah. He didn't actually mean to survive there.
He had already run past the front door. Like when they're all at the end scene, but just before he jumps from the roof, and they run past the front door, the exit to the house, and he says, "Up to the loft." That is decision making. That's the world's worst decision making.
What are they doing?
Should we go out
the
front door? Should we run upstairs to the loft? And I know I just jump off the roof.
She's just like thrown sulfuric acid or whatever it was into McAvoy's face, which apparently, by the way, doesn't do anything. Like literally, getting acid in your face,
he sprayed
does
some water
nothing.
on it.
Yeah, like fucking hell. Like anyone who's ever been hit by acid is watching that. Like, yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that one. But like fucking, like you got McAvoy's got fucking acid in his face. You've killed the other bloke, so really at this point, you've got the upper hand. You know, just go and just walk out the fucking front door. But no, you know,
it's akin to. Do you remember? Was it Scary Movie? The scene where the pretty young woman's running from the house. It has those 2 signs to freedom and to certain death. That's literally what he's done.
It was very, it was a bit tropey in that respect, wasn't it? Like,
I blame
the they made.
He must have just been living in London too long. And it kind of took away some of his.
We bashing the American too much.
It drained all of his masculinity from America. That just got left because of London, all that rain and stuff. That's
100%. 100%. If he's in America, he'd have fucking grabbed his wife by the pussy, dragged her out of
the house.
Exactly. Oh God. Jesus Christ! Yeah, he was
the
worst part of the film. The wife, I felt like right, Sweets. You think the wife was really annoying, right?
Yeah. But I just couldn't stand her constant whining, and I get what you're saying. What was
she whining about? What was she whining about? Really, she's whining about the fact that these people are fucked, man. These people ain't right. Like, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Maybe it was just the way she was saying it for me. Then I don't know. I just didn't get to grips with them as a couple. Maybe that's what it was, because he was so obviously piss poor, weak as, and them as a couple just wasn't working. So it was completely believable at the end when she was like, "Oh yeah, you won't see us again because we're separating. It's not for us and whatnot." They're clearly got issues, and they do just need to separate because it's not working. But I just found her whole maybe it's good acting. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to feel. But I just found her as a person annoying, but because he was annoying as well, I found them an annoying couple.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right, and that kind of led to the believability of them as a couple, because they are both kind of, not quite right, both of them, and that made me think. So then you can believe that he hasn't got a fuck in him, has he? Do you know what I mean? Like he can't do it.
He's done.
Like he's not got a fuck in him, boys. But and then she's just there, like fucking. She's just there, fucking getting dick pics on her phone. Like that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Blaming him for it and all that.
That's just hilarious to me. Just the thought that
you know what? She's all right. She's all right. I like her now.
Yeah, she's gonna be fine. She'll be fine.
Big old slongs on her phone while she's getting piped from some bloke in London while he's just sitting at home, fucking crying himself to sleep, like masturbating, lubricating himself
with his worry bunny. Yeah.
Oh God. All right. So look, they fucked us up. But let's talk. I mean, McAvoy. What an
Oh, God.
unbelievable
God,
performance.
he's so good. God dang, he's so good
Yeah.
in everything.
Just right. I mean, just the way he does. There's the what he does so well, right, in this film. I mean, he does everything so well. But one thing, he holds eye contact for just a couple of seconds too long,
Yeah.
and it's so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's the bit where he's in the car with the guy, and it's like obviously uncomfortable, right?
Yeah,
But
where they're
it's
singing
the
the
times.
song.
It's the
I was laughing out loud when he did
yeah.
that.
But the times when he's like when they're at dinner and she talks about being a vegetarian or whatever and this kind of stuff, and she just and he just looks, he's arguing with her kind of thing, but like looks her in the eyes just a little bit too long, little bit past what is socially acceptable. And it's that kind of, I don't know, understanding, I think, of the writer and McAvoy of what is socially acceptable and what is horribly awkward. It's so good, man.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
good.
The way he's got his little tests all the way through the beginning of the movie where he's just seeing how far he can go with these people, if they're going to stand up for themselves or just let him walk all over them. But he does it in that charming way. He's, like I said, he's very, at the beginning, he's very charismatic. If you met someone like that on vacation, you would want to hang out with them the whole time.
Yeah, and his character's really consistent as well. Like when he does a bit about, I like the hunt, the hunt, it's not about the kill for me and the hunt. And then the guy later on is like, why are you playing with your food kind of thing?
Yeah.
You kind of, I was never there questioning why his character would do this or why he would have done that. Like his character the whole way through is pretty much like bang on. Like I really felt the psychology of his character was fucking great.
But yeah, like you say, those little looks and the holds, like for a couple of seconds, where he says something with a smile on his face, then that smile becomes an uncomfortable stare, and then the smile disappears, and it's just uncomfortable, tense silence. Like,
and then he switches back into it though, doesn't he? Like
he's back to his
he goes quiet.
character,
Yeah. Fucking excellent, man. And he was wedge as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, what the
I'm
fuck?
telling you.
Has he always been like that? He hasn't, has he?
No way.
He wasn't
like that when he was.
When he was in
he
Split,
wasn't Split. But he wasn't like that when he was Charlie X, was he? You know what I mean? When he was Professor X, he was fucking
spaghetti.
No, I was thinking, like I said, if he hadn't played Professor X, I would be like, that guy needs to be playing Wolverine in the next movie, because at the end where he's just angry and flexing out, I'm like, damn, that guy looks like Wolverine walking through the courtyard there.
So good. So and a great accent as well. Great accent.
Yeah, the West Country accent, that was spot on. Like
really
it wasn't London for the most part, but then when he says certain words, like I noticed it when he said sports, and that sounds very West Country, but that's hard to do because you either hold it all the time or you struggle to hit it when you should. But an amazing performance, but I wouldn't expect
I'd watch it again.
Definitely for
Did
him.
you ever see him in there was a movie he did a couple of years ago called, I think it was called My Son.
Nope.
It was I think I'll say it's on Hulu or it was on one of the streaming services, but he's like divorced and his son gets kidnapped and he has to come into town. And I watched it because I saw like the making of it, and everybody else had a script except McAvoy, and they would give him a note card before the scene, and he would just play off of everybody else. And he was just amazing through that. So you're watching this guy like, how does he not have 2 Oscars at this point?
Yeah, wow, that's hard, man. That's like full-time improv.
Yeah, that was a good movie. If you get a chance, he showcases there. Yeah.
I tell you what about the wife, Kira? What do you think?
What else has she been in? She looks really familiar, but I couldn't place it, and I haven't.
I was thinking that the whole way through. I was thinking, is she in something like where she plays like a British, I don't want to say like a gangster's girlfriend or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe. I thought she was dude, you got to do the impersonation for me, but is her name Alice on Luther? She looked like that. I figured out like
Alice. No, Alice.
All I hear is Deej doing his impersonation. It's so great. But I thought that's who it was. Alice. As the movie went along, I was like, no, I don't think that's her.
No, it's not her. That's not her. Alice. Don't do it, Alice.
That's so good. So good.
No, it's not her, but she's in. But anyway, I thought she was good.
What I liked about her, it was right at the end when they're like stuck in that room and they overpower him on James McAvoy, and she cuts him with a Stanley knife. And then that Kira immediately switches. She's like, "No, you got to help me. I was his first. I came out of there thinking, I don't know if that's play acting, if she was the first, or if that's to kind of like
yeah.
I
to
think
get
she
sympathy.
was.
So they stay. I don't know,
I
but
think
I
she
like
was.
that about it. I like that about it because I'm unsure. I don't know the truth. That element of mystery behind it kept me wanting a bit more of that side of it. Because
I felt like she was, because it tied into the whole we got together 17 years, and they were like, how old was she 17 years ago? Kind of thing. And I was like, fucking yeah. So I reckon she's his first, and she's got full on Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, like I
She's
don't know.
on
And then
board
there was
now.
that bit where she has that shotgun pointed at them out the window, and she kind of hesitates because you can, somewhere in there is the original person, isn't it? But she's just been brainwashed for all these years. But
yeah, maybe.
I thought she was fucking good, man. I felt like she was. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get. You know, like there was, for the most part, it felt like she was well into him, and it was all good. But then you got those moments where she was like, "Please, like, don't go yet. It'll be better if you wait to go, because it'll be bad for me." And like, obviously, when you watch the whole thing, you're like, "Oh, well, is she just saying that because she knows what he wants to do, the ultimate plan?" But also, you do get that sense of, yeah, if you fucking leave, then he will literally fuck me up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will get the brunt of it. So, like, I thought that there was a kind of good dichotomy of her character. Of is
that's
she,
what I mean about sorry. That's what I mean about her those bits of her performance, her saying those things. Like, I was left wondering, does she mean that? Is that the truth, or is that a ploy to get them to stay a bit longer because she knows what the plan is, because she's in on the plan? But that's what I like. I couldn't figure her out, whether she was battling her own inner demons or whatever, or if she was full in on it and she was just trying to a ploy to get them to stay longer.
And they never give you the backstory, so you still got that thought in your head as you're watching and walking out of the movie theaters.
I still have it now. I still have it now.
A good kind of like, I suppose you never really quite clear how complicit she is with it, or I mean, she's obviously complicit, but is there a kind of element of she's redeemable and there's, you know, some sympathy towards her, or is she just evil with?
I don't know. If you're at a point where you're willing to let somebody you're living with cut the tongue out of some strange child's head, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're complicit in what's going on.
Well, I said to my missus on the way home, I was like, because she was saying, oh, like, you know, would you know, if it wasn't for the kind of the kids and other people, if it was just me, I was the one they were trying to kidnap, I might have felt sorry for her and this and that. And I was like, I feel like any kind of goodwill I have towards this person and that they may have been a victim, at some point I'm probably gonna have to say, nah, you probably you played that card a bit too long now, you know. And in this circumstance, in this circumstance where like about 18 kids have had their tongues cut out, I think you've lost your grace period.
Yes, exactly.
Oh god.
But I did think it was funny that at the end, the little boy Ant turned out to be a bigger man than the husband, because he took that rock to McAvoy's face and he didn't have no hesitation.
100%. The bravery of that kid, going in there, getting the thing off the belt, and then his quick thinking about the piggyback to get him back on, and you know, the way, you know, and to take her down there and show her. I was like, that guy's this kid is like, he's actually doing some shit, you know, a bit like the wife as well. The wife did some shit. It's just, you know, the only person that didn't do nothing was this useless bloke.
Do you not think it took too long for that kid to start doing that stuff though? Like,
I did think,
halfway through the film by then, and now he's like,
well, why in Italy? He's in Italy. Why is he not fucking saying something? Why is he never like run? I mean, I suppose I would have said, okay, right, he's got some kind of like, you know, he's got PTSD. He's too scared, etc. But yeah, if that is the case, why did he then ultimately start telling her? I don't know. I feel like he would have said something in Italy and done something. It's just too much of a risk.
Yeah, he just took too long. I mean, he's standing instead of like trying to communicate. Oh my god, they've kidnapped me and cut out my tongue and they've done this to like a million other kids, and that he's making up stupid fucking dance routines to Cotton Eye Joe instead. And
Yeah,
He
yeah,
never
yeah,
did
yeah.
get it right. He couldn't get
Yeah.
it straight.
I know.
Shit.
Maybe that's the straw that broke the camel's back. All right, now you're
Yeah,
going to
fair.
criticize my Cotton Eye Joe. I'm out of here.
But like, what was like? You know, when he was he English? The kid.
No,
I don't think so, because he wrote that note and she couldn't understand.
Yeah.
It looked like it was.
And I was
Yeah.
like, was it German or something? Because I was like, is that why?
Scandinavian or something.
Yeah, is that why? So they cut his tongue out because A, so he can't say anything, but B, because then you'll know that he's not English or whatever. Like that might, I guess that was it. Because I was like, why hasn't he written this shit down beforehand, or why isn't he? Like he's really not making much effort to explain this, is he? I feel like if I'm in a room with you and I can't speak, right, I'll still be able to kind of like I'm just not gonna fucking point at a watch and go, look
Yeah.
at this watch. Infer from me pointing at this watch
Yeah,
what's happened.
right.
I'll be like,
Little
like,
girl.
no, I'll be like, fucking. He's
Wait until
fucking, I don't
the
know.
crazy Syrian babysitters playing hide and
Oh,
seek.
shit.
This is the perfect opportunity for me to try and tell you what's happened to me by pointing at watches.
I think
Like,
that was
what the
one of the
fuck was that
first
ba-
red flag where I was like, as a parent, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to dinner. I'm
Yeah,
not leaving my kid
correct.
in some place I never
Yeah.
lived with somebody. Like, I know I'm out. Y'all enjoy.
So what was that Syrian guy about as well? Like, what am I supposed to take from that somehow he's in on it and they'll help him and kind of keep him in the country and housed and fed as long as he doesn't tell anyone about all these different kids he must be seeing and shit.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was pretty random. It was pretty random. I couldn't place it myself after a while. And when at the end, when they made the call and he was like, "I'll see you soon," that's who I expected to turn up, not the other guy, the chef guy. But I thought it was going to be the crazy Syrian guy. Yeah, maybe it was, I don't know, truck or something. I don't know, but that's what I expected. But yeah, that was random, a bit out of place.
Yeah, it was, I guess, one of their tests to see if they would stand up to that and say, look, no, we're not going because of that, or if they just went right along with it, which is what they did.
Yeah, they did. I thought it was quite good when McAvoy said, I couldn't have, if you lot really loved each other, then I couldn't have done all this to you. Like, you know what I mean? You would have, like, that was, I was like thinking, yeah, he's kind of right to a certain extent there, because like, if real talk, if it's my family in a car and I'm like thinking this guy's actually going to try and kill me, I'm driving out that fucking fence. Like, as much as I want to save that other kid, I'm driving out that fence. I might drive out past the fence, then get out myself and try and get in there and go man to man on this guy. Not with this, but I mean, I'm no fucking surprise that this guy didn't want to do that. Fucking, I mean, maybe that is one thing we haven't talked about, is he did at least jump in and try and save that guy, knowing there was going to be some trouble there, right? But I mean, I don't know, like, fuck me, I'm not stopping inside the fence line. I'm making sure my family is safe first, and then I'm gonna go and have it with McAvoy or whatever. I'm not gonna I'm gonna make sure my family is safe. So
I'm not taking that as, I'm not giving him any credit for that. I'm taking that as
fuck that guy.
Suicide.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy, man.
If I've got to leave,
Fuck
I'm
that
jumping
guy.
in the lake. I'm gonna kill
Fuck
myself.
that guy. If I went to if their kid went to my kid's school, I'd be fucking his wife too. 100%. 100%. There's no way every guy is not fucking. He's so pathetic, that guy. It really did make me sick, to be honest with you. to be honest with you, there was nothing manly about that guy. I know we live in a world these days where it's like it's okay to like be, you know, however you want to be. But I'm just like, I'm sorry, bro. When it comes to defending your family, you have to.
Stand up.
You got to step up. Yeah, you got to step up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? No wonder some guy is just literally dicking your wife left, right, and center. This guy, there's some bloke out there who literally respects his fear of you is so little. His respect for you is so little that he just sends dick pics to your wife. He's just like, look, I'm gonna send my dick to your wife, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that is just the ultimate disrespect. I'm sorry.
It is. But you know, it like I said, I think the setup for that I liked until it got to the point where, as men, you would be like, okay, fuck, I gotta stand up and do something. But I kind of got like, you know, she treated him like shit. His daughter treated him like shit. You know, that guy, and he lost his job and all this stuff. I'm like, you know, that guy.
Man, but he's just so pathetic, bro. He's so.
But that's,
is-
I mean,
it's
he
like-
needed a moment at the end where he didn't like the guy with the hammer. I thought he was gonna beat the shit out of that guy with that hammer. Instead, Tim White
That
does it. I'm like,
hammer.
oh damn! And then the
Oh,
kid
I feel
goes
like-
to McAvoy with the rock. I'm like, oh well.
No,
why
they were
is he
true to
even
his
here?
character, man. I think they were just true to his character. Like, you know,
They
the amount of
were.
times we're like, oh, that didn't make sense throughout the film. Like, you didn't see that coming. You know, like I draw the example of the final episode of Game of Thrones. Sorry if you haven't seen it, anyone. But when like, don't listen now. I'm gonna spoil this. But when Daenerys all of a sudden goes mental and starts burning the thing, you're like, fuck me. We've not seen anything to suggest she's gonna do that, right? And you hate it. Whereas in this, they were perfectly faithful to what they'd shown us. This guy's a fucking cowardly weasel, a
All the
simp.
way, yeah.
This guy's a beta male. He's not even a beta male. This guy's a Charlie Delta Echo. Let's get all the way to Zulu male. This guy is one step away from from having fucking 2 X chromosomes or whatever it is. Like, I mean, this guy. I mean, there was nothing. I don't even know, man. Like, his wife was you have to give it to the wife. She was an absolute fucking boss, man. She fucking she held it all together. She dealt with it. They got out alive because of the wife. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
No.
An ant.
That
Oh,
attempt
boy.
at a hammer blow was true to form. Like that's fully believable. Like after what I saw in the lead up to the film, he's like, oh my god, he's got the hammer, he's going to annihilate this guy, and then he ends up getting his ass kicked because
the only surprise was that he didn't get his face pushed onto that fucking glass because look, with his
I thought he
frame,
was
I would have
done.
thought there's no way.
He would have. I expect him to just say, "Oh, hang on a sec," pick himself up and do it for him. That's how much of a pushover. Don't make yourself all
Or his
sweaty
wife
like
pushed
doing it.
the
I'll do
guy
it
out
for
of the
you.
way and says, "Here, I'll do it for you."
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Don't you get your clothes all bloody?
He's the kind of guy he's the kind of guy that would spit on the other guy's cock while his wife sucked it. We've gone back to this guy. I don't know. I tried to deal with this guy at first because I was like, otherwise we're just going to talk about him the whole time. But he's just so pathetic.
I will say at the end, when the little girl gives Ant that rabbit, I would have turned around her and be like, "Fuck no, you're gonna hold on to that rabbit for the rest of your damn life." Because we wouldn't have gone through all that shit if you'd have just shut your mouth up and let me drive away. If I see you one time without that rabbit,
when she kicked the back of his chair, I was like, kid, do not. I was like, do not. Like, again, the lack of respect she has for this parent, right? I'm telling you, my kid kicks my back of my chair like that, which would never happen. I'll be like, oh, really? Okay. I'm gonna take you back there, give you to him if you do that shit. Like,
if you're not careful,
I'll
I'm
take you
going
to Uncle Hatch's house.
he likes them with their tongue in their mouth.
Oh no, MP! No! This is why I make those jokes.
Allegedly.
I understand the line. Oh god.
The line is somewhere in between spits on another man's cock and tongues in mouth. Yeah.
Now we know. Now we know.
Yeah. That's true. You can't be blamed if you didn't know. What about the general feel of the film? Because like I said earlier, like obviously it's not really a horror film, is it? It's a psychological thriller, you might call it, or I don't know. But I felt really uncomfortable for a long part of this film, and I just felt like it really ramped up the kind of like emotion level and the kind of the level of dread, the tension and the dread I felt, because I knew something was coming, and then it seemed like it was about to come, and then it didn't, and then he keeps on. It almost felt like McAvoy keeps luring me into a false sense of security, because I swear to God, even though it was so obvious to me, he's been beating his wife, he's been beating his kid, and this kid's probably not his kid and whatnot, but like, he takes him to the mountain or to that hill, and he's like, "Come on, scream!" And it was a really cathartic male moment, and I was like, "This is really powerful theater, man. Like, I really fucking feel this. I wish I was there with them." Do you know what I mean? I was like, "This is 2 men just out there screaming together in a world where sometimes men are misunderstood, and he's emasculated, but he's getting a chance to kind of get that primal masculine energy going." And I'm like, "This is really powerful stuff." And I was like, "My McAvoy's all right. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's the twist is going to be there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, and then as soon as you go back, you're like, oh no. What am I talking about? No, he's clearly chopped this kid's tongue off. Like, he's clearly chopped this kid's tongue off.
I gotta make a small note here for a second, fellas. Let's say Deej is okay with a man beating his wife and child if they go into the woods and scream together. All right, I got it.
Yeah, you can't just say someone's all bad, can you?
No, what you mean though.
You're right,
I reckon I felt tense for about 75% of this film, and it didn't warrant it. It was just the build up and those little tense moments you say. But yeah, but again, that's McAvoy, like playing that up. Those tense moments where he's holding that stare, that little smile, that smirk, and it made me feel so uncomfortable at times. But also, I love that a little bit about it because it's making me feel it.
Which says a lot, because if you've seen again that preview, you know where the movie's headed. But it's still, like I said, it still drew me in, and that's all the performances. They draw you in to where you are, like you said, dude, you're uncomfortable and you're on edge, and you're like, oh well, maybe not. Okay, now we are crazy. Oh no, wait, I like these people again. So yeah, it's really a well put together film, and it paced, like I said, it's paced really well because I didn't feel like I was. I don't know what you said, how long it was. 100. It was less than 2 hours,
10.
or a little.
110.
Man, it felt like it moved along at a nice pace to where I wasn't like, oh God, is this thing gonna ever end?
No, I think because I think it's because like each scene is like you're thinking something's gonna happen. There's gonna be some sign that something's wrong, and it's like you can feel there's this insidious thing happening or has happened, and you know something's wrong. You're almost put in the position of like the wife, where like she knows something's wrong but can't quite, she just feels uncomfortable. And I feel like we're almost put into her shoes where we feel uncomfortable. We know something's wrong, but we don't exactly know what it is or when it's coming. And then they kind of get away and go back, and you're like, fuck. But then they go back, and he comes down the stairs and he's like, it's all good. And then they're in the garden having some coffee, and you're like, oh. And it's only when she goes, the kid takes them downstairs, and it all comes out that finally it's like, all right. I mean, obviously something was wrong, and now I know it's fucking wrong. And then it gets tense because you're like, oh, are they going to get out? Okay. And then I think that's the only point where people start making, I think, bad decisions.
Yeah.
Where I started to be a bit like, I don't know if you do that. Like, they kind of in the bathroom and then they're like, they come out and she's like, oh, I can't pretend. And I'd just be like, kid, you need to fucking pretend. This guy's fucking psycho. Yeah. Or like what I probably won't do is just go to the fucking, like, I don't know. I'm not just gonna go to the kitchen or whatever and just chill. I'm probably gonna fucking, as soon as I see him and like I'm walking out with him or something, I'm gonna see if I can hit him with something. I'm gonna do some fucking violent shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just said, I don't know.
Hammer.
Fuck.
That's his violent shit. The hammer.
Yeah.
The attempt at hitting someone over the head. He hasn't got it in
like
him.
He walks out second.
He doesn't.
He walks out second from that tool shed, yeah, where he's got access to fucking everything. He walks behind McAvoy. I literally would have just been like, as soon as he turned his back, I'd have grabbed that hammer and I would have beaten him to death. I would have beaten him like his fucking head was an egg. Like there would have been nothing left of him, and then I'd have gone and found Kira and probably beaten her to death. And then just to be sure, just in case he was in on it, I'd have beaten Ant to death as well.
I think Ant would put up a good fight. Ant would have put up a good fight on it. But they kind of set that up with the tool shed scene, because with that hunting scene, Ben never kills that fox.
No.
So McAvoy knows that he doesn't have that in him, so he's not scared of him grabbing that hammer and beating him in the
It's
head.
almost like he's got mental power over him, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Well, that's the point of it, isn't it? Like, just to have that mental power over him, like MP says, he's figuring him out as he goes, and he knows, like, this guy's a fucking pussy. Like, there's no way he's picking up a hammer and coming at me with it. I'll literally fucking and I guess smash his head in and then fuck his wife.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I feel like McAvoy, I guess maybe they look for those kind of couples, that have got like these kind of maybe emasculated men who are going to kind of latch onto him and be like, because you can tell that the husband is really like attracted to McAvoy's energy.
Yeah.
And he almost forgives the kind of things that are wrong, because he, for the first time, is kind of, I guess he's that masculine energy is reflected onto, maybe reflecting onto him a little bit, and he kind of almost feels it's showing him how to kind of, I don't know, be a, I don't want to say air quotes, a man again or whatever. So he can't, he's willing to forget about the kind of things that are wrong. Whereas the wife's like, this fucking shit is like kind of crazy, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they set that up really well in the movie to where you like I said, you're buying into it until, and when all the shit goes down, then you're at points going, okay, that's stupid. Don't go there. Don't go there. But the build up to that, you know, you kind of buy why he would be so passive on some of the things and let things slide, because he is kind of maybe man crushing on McAvoy's character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you think they're like,
which we all are right now? So.
yeah. Fair. Do you think they ever like? Do you think they explain? Take away the fact that McAvoy's performance was amazing. Do you think you actually understand McAvoy's character though? Like, and Kira, like Kira maybe because she's got Stockholm syndrome, right? So we'll leave that there as to why she acts the way she does. But him, like, because he doesn't come across, I didn't feel, like a psychopath. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he came across as like, I know obviously he's been fucking damaged by his parents and there are issues there, right? But I don't know, the actions that he's carrying out are like, these aren't the actions of someone who's a little bit deranged or someone that's a little bit, you know, got some issues, you know, that to kill all these families and take these kids and chop their tongues off in the hope that they will somehow love you and not grasp the fact that of course they're never going to love you. Like, you've chopped their fucking tongues off and killed their parents. Like, why would you think this is ever going to end any differently? I was like, this is purely completely psychopathic behavior. But I don't know, I didn't get the kind of Patrick Bateman thing from him or anything like that. You know, he was a different type of energy from him. I don't know if, like, when I think about it, if his energy matched the things he was doing. He kind of more had the kind of, I don't know, like serial killer vibe, maybe, of like Crimes of Passion, but the kind of the well thought out way he was doing it and the playing with your food. Like, he had almost too much emotion in him to fit what I would generally say I would think of a psychopath to be like. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do I understand the man who abducts children, cuts their tongues out? Do I understand that? I'm not sure I can understand that without being a suspect in something myself.
Fair enough.
Do you think?
I get what you're saying.
Do you think it maybe hurt any that they had that reveal where they're just kind of stealing money from him?
So this is what I'm saying again. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's not.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Actually,
yeah, like they're trying to steal the money. It's like, are they? I don't know. Did you the actions or the what he's doing is like crazy level of like psychopathic shit. But he didn't really come across as a psychopath. He came more across as a kind of hyper masculine, slightly mentally damaged because of some shit his parents have done, you know, like criminal maybe. But like I didn't get the kind of, like, the way his personality didn't scream to me psychopath. You know, his actions scream psychopath, but his presentation of the character didn't. You know, you tend to get psychopaths that like emotionally detached, right, and whatever. But I didn't kind of get that stuff from him. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Cheers,
like,
cheers, guys. Cheers. That was Speak No Evil. We'll be back next week. The only way.
All in agreement. I know what you mean. Like, yeah, in these films, like the way you described in there as a psychopathic criminal, you could have described the Joker as well, or some other character like that. And you do see those psychopathic tendencies. And although he's obviously a fucking nutcase because he is murdering families and stealing their kids and taking their tongues out, but I do know what you mean. There was almost not another motive, but he was like taking the cash. That's obviously how they fund stuff and stuff. But there were ulterior motives to their actions. It wasn't just because he loved killing people or cutting tongues out. There was there was a bigger picture to it as well. Like, oh, I need the money to continue doing this, and like
it's almost like it's like they mixed a bunch of things together, right? Because there was the whole he's obviously not been loved as a when he was a kid, yeah. So then he's kidnapping these kids, and he's like, "Come on, show me some love, right?" So there's that part of it. So if it was just they kidnap a kid, then I'll be like, "Okay, that makes sense." But then there's also, "Oh, I love the hunt," and so we killed these people, and then there's the whole keeping trophies thing, which is plays into the hunt a bit, but it's also a very what psychopaths do, So there's quite a few different tropes from different kind of, psychopaths don't kill because, oh, my mum didn't love me, so now I'm going to kill people thing. Psychopaths are, they have a very distinct kind of, I don't know, like, so there's a psychology behind it, right? And then it was almost like they put a bunch of different ones together into making him what he was, and he was a kind of an amalgamation of different types of serial killer. I know I'm going quite deep into the psychology of this, but
you may never.
I was just eating my popcorn and drinking my Coke, and I was enjoying the movie.
Yeah, don't forget, I've known Hatch for many years, innit? So I've had a long time to think about. Because Hatch is also a mix of all the bad things in the world. So,
the child Hatcher.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Very good. The child Hatcher. Yeah, but we should now call him that from now on.
He's gonna hate
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, look, a good film. All round. I think what you can take from this is we've all enjoyed it. Good plot, very well acted, good conclusion. One character in it who you're just gonna hate if I don't know, you've got any amount of testosterone in you.
Yeah, right. Even a drop of testosterone.
Yeah. There's an ounce of semen in your body. You'll
be like, oh god,
you'll be disgusted by his efforts. But anyway,
even if it's not.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Ooh, what?
Whoa.
Who said that?
Whoa. This is what we said, MP. You can't say these things. You don't know where the line is. You don't know where the line is.
I'm just trying to find the line. Now I know. All right, I'll pull back now.
This line is not a straight line. It's a zigzaggy line. It's all over the place.
Yeah. My God. I apologize, guys and girls. Right. So, is anyone changing their rating? Let me ask that.
No, I think I'm good with the 7. I feel like that's a solid 7. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was nice to sit in the movie theater and actually walk out and enjoy a movie and be like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. Like McAvoy was solid, like spot on, really, really good performance, and that just kind of negates the fucking bag of shit husband guy who, like, yeah. So they've evened it out nicely at 7.
All right. Well, I'll stick to my 7 points. I could go to a 7.5, because I really did enjoy it.
Then go to a 7.5.
Do I want to go to a 7.5? Do I want to go to
James McAvoy would?
Yeah,
Ben,
the other guy
Ben,
would. The husband would stay at 7.25.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. I can't be that guy. I'm going to a 7.5. So that gives it a 7.2 on the Just Go Watch scale. So certainly certified watchable by us.
Yes. It's been a while since we had one of those.
Yeah. But having listen, obviously certified watchable by us is the main thing you need to think about, and really you need to think about nothing else. But however, we do, as always, consider what Rotten Tomatoes think. And so tell me, guys, what do you think the critics thought, and what do you think the audience thought?
This is going to be high. It's for both.
I'll go second if I was you. Just go second and basically pick the exact same thing MP says, and you'll win.
What are you trying to say here? Wait a minute. Why I oughta?
Go on, MP.
Oh, okay. What do we usually start with? Critics. Critics, I'll give. God, I don't know. How about a 85 for critics and a 90 for audience?
All right. I'll go 86 for critics and
89,
91
91.
for audience.
I tell you what, I'll tell you something. Only when competing against MP could you be 1% away from the actual rating and still lose. Yeah, unbelievable stuff here. The critics give it an 85. Unbelievable stuff, and the audience score 84. So MP shock takes both of those.
Look at there.
Yeah, I mean,
will
just,
not be
at this
denied
point,
on this episode.
at this point, it is just the fucking absolute disgrace. It really is. It really is.
I wear that like a crown.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Well, look, listen. There we are, guys and girls. Certified watchable by us. Next week, we are reviewing. Let's just have a look. Anyone know? Anyone know
idea
what's
what
out at the moment? What's coming on next week? We've got. Oh, is it Joke? No, it's not Joker next week, is it? That's not. Oh no, it's October. Megaopolis? I don't know. Well, listen, guys, we'll be reviewing something. Something will be watched by us. We'll watch something. We might, if we can't do anything else, we'll do Beetlejuice and see if we can still remember that.
I don't
think
this week on Just Go Watch, Michael Keaton returns, playing a severely weathered version of himself in a film that is a shadow of the original.
That sums it up.
You don't need to review it now.
Yeah, that's it.
That is done.
Is he still there?
Has he gone?
We can't lose Deej. He's in
Has he
charge.
gone?
We can't end the show without Deej.
It's just you and me. What do we do? I'm a guest. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
This is
I don't
why
know
we
how to
need-
end it because I can't stop the recording. Oh, no. What are we supposed
Only he can stop it, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm back.
Okay.
Oh.
Our ad-libbing skills need some work on our end.
MP and me just had one of those really awkward, uncomfortable,
I can
tense
hear.
scenes you get in Speak No Evil.
I could hear the panic in
Is Deej
as to what you were going to do.
testing us?
Come back, Deej, please come back.
Yeah, see, that's it. If when Hatch leaves, it still goes smoothly, but when I go, it falls apart, and that tells you everything you need to know about his value.
Yeah. I almost
Okay.
set the walls on fire. Then I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God! See, just before we go, yeah, he couldn't even throw a Molotov cocktail properly. Even his throwing of the Molotov was
Oh
poor.
my God, I was embarrassed for him at that point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a thatched
got-
roof as well. Like those things go up in an instant.
Just lob
You
it
couldn't
out
even
there,
get that
dude.
right.
Come on.
Oh, what a weasel! What a weasel! Anyway, so anyway, that was Speak No Evil. We'll be back next week with more Just Go Watch fun. But hey, will Hatch be here? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Will the cops have found him by then? That's the question we all need to ask. So listen, it's the summer holidays. Yeah, your kids are out and about, so just be careful if you live anywhere near that guy. But until then, Sweets, I'm going to give the honor to you because you were robbed of both the ratings by MP cheating. So, in the event that they haven't seen this film, there's only one way to see it.
Just go watch.